everyone, I'm you, Buster Green, an anime YouTuber. I'm very cool, and I'm super into Gundam. And every Wednesday, I do a Gundam news show called Gundam Build Guide, where I talk about the latest in Gundam news and also what's going on in Gundam Breaker Mobile because I'm the only one still playing it. Now, right now, I'm 65 subscribers away from getting monetized. So if 65 really cool people could click that subscribe button, I will start getting money from these videos, which I will completely spend on developing my own science fiction anime and maybe buying like breadsticks. Now, today I'm dropping a quick review reaction to Witch from Mercury Episode 1, The Witch and the Bride. Jotting through the quick beats of the episode, so we start off with Suletta going to school. Hey, she has an iPhone, even though it's like the year 3000. I guess people are still using those. And she's somehow gotten her Gundam allowed to go to the school with her, which is really interesting since this is a kind of weird mobile suit training, mobile suit battling school. And this way, it's a really weird Gundam series. The battling aspect makes me think it's almost like G Gundam, although the school drama aspect is very similar to Gundam Wing. So anyway, as she's arriving at the school, she sees a person in a spacesuit drifting through space, so she goes to rescue her, and it turns out to be Mercury, the other main character of the show. Now, she was trying to escape from the school. Oh no, why? What's so bad about the school? So much mysterious drama right off the bat. So we go into the Anastasia School of Technology with all its cool, weird stuff, and everyone here has lock-on Haros, and everyone here gets a demi-trainer mobile suit, so those are just everywhere. So Suletta makes some friends. She first makes friends with a useful mechanical girl named Nika Nanara, and explains that she's from Mercury, and she came here because her mom told her to come here. So then she bumps back into Mercury because Mercury's trying to run away to the Earth. And if I'm following right, the primary purpose of this academy is learning to use a mobile suit. Also, what the hell's up with this guy saying the mobile suit is red when it's clearly like purple-pink? Then somehow Suletta gets in the path of a mobile suit fight and she almost gets squished, but Mercury saves her, so now they're both 1-for-1 on saving each other's lives. So we're introduced to Gul Jaturk, a big fat jerk. He has Chibi Crockett's hair, and he comes out of his mobile suit. Oh, and it turns out that he and Mercury are in an arranged marriage. And wow, despite that, they totally seem to hate each other. So Mercury explains to Suletta that she has to marry this jerk because she lost to him in a duel. Wow, what the fuck? That's how we're going with this? Alright, then we get into some crazy corporate stock market corporation against corporation bullshit, where we see the lady in the pseudo Char mask for the first time, and I have to wonder how important she is since she was in the trailer. We also see a bunch of decrepit old men on oxygen machines making horrible random financial decisions that will affect everyone's lives. And also, Mercury's father is there being a heartless bastard, and it turns out that the other guy in the room is Gul Jaturk's father, who is also a heartless old bastard. Then we go back to Mercury, who is in her room, and she releases a tomato from some kind of vegetable processing machine. And then she gives it to Suletta because she's never seen a tomato. They don't have tomatoes on Mercury. And then we get some ultra detailed pornographic tomato animation. Anyway, then they have a discussion that Suletta is just like the tomato, and that means she's just like Batman and therefore just like Roger Smith. Then Mercury's jerk fiancé shows up again with the intention of possessing her as a possession and taking her back to his house and putting her on a shelf. And she refuses to go like that, so he trashes her farmhouse. So then it looks like he's going to beat her with a stick or something, so Suletta punches him in the face. But despite punching him in the face, she does it in a nervous, weird, girly way. Now, I'm going to stop right here. This is the most interesting scene in the fucking episode, as far as giving us a sense of who Suletta is. And what I love about it here is she's exhibiting all these classic Gundam tropes of being a pure Gundam pilot with this pure sense of justice, zero fucks given, except it's extra kind of goofy because she's a girl in a new school on her first day of school, and she has this girly, nervous shyness on top of her Gundam pilot-like personality, so it's a really bizarre combination, like a piece of sushi inside a peanut butter sandwich. But it really makes me wonder, like, how is this character going to develop, since I can feel her strong, badass Gundam pilot DNA trying to break through this, like, nervous Japanese woman stereotype. Anyway, so she's offended by this dude shitting on Mercury's house, and then they challenge him to a duel. And so then we get another Gundam cliche where in the first episode you have the Gundam versus the red mobile suit. No, it's purple. It's just so purple. I can't. Alright, so anyway. At the same time as all this dueling is going on, we have a Gundam Wing-style space shuttle assassination going now to kill Delling Rembrandt, who has institutionalized this ability to solve disputes via gambling, and to the point where you can even gamble away human beings. And the assassin mentions that killing Delling Rembrandt will cancel out this law. And I should also once again point out that the assassins trying to kill Delling Rembrandt are Gul Jaturk's father. Now, I don't know if laws are normally canceled out by assassination, but since this is a weird Gundam world, sure, why the hell not? Anyway, so Miorine's Gundam comes out, and everyone is confused why it's painted red, white, and blue, thinking it came from France. But actually, in an interesting twist, that's actually Soletta's Gundam, and Miorine has stolen the Gundam, leading to another cliche. It's the first episode Gundam Jack, as we've seen in, like, the first Gundam, Zeta Gundam, Double Zeta Gundam. Anyway, she's gonna use the Gundam she stole to nullify her engagement. Unfortunately, she's completely bad at using it, and she gets kind of wrecked in an interesting callback to, like, the time Sayla stole the Gundam fighting around Morale. Extra kind of fucked up since it's not even her Gundam. Anyway, Nika gave Soletta, like, a scooter and let her sneak onto the battlefield to get the Gundam back, and she, like, gets to the Gundam hella fast. She gets in the Gundam and she has an argument with Miorine, and then she takes back the Gundam and says the Gundam is her family, and brags that she can never lose when she's inside the Gundam. Now, at this point, Soletta activates the Gundam Psycho Frame and gets its bit shield going, and it goes full fin funnel annihilation on the purple guy. And meanwhile, in another like room, a guy who looks like a girl is reading a book, and he reads in the book that he knows this is a Gundam because it uses the funnel bits. Now, meanwhile, the bad father of Gul Jaturk calls off the assassination because by having him defeated in this battle, Miorine's engagement to his trash son has been officially called off. And I guess their long-term plan was to use the engagement to Miorine and therefore Miorine's political power to cancel out the gambling law. Okay, I get this now. Anyway, Soletta defeated What's-His-Face, and now she gets a white protagonist outfit, and as it turns out, she is now Miorine's fiancé, because it's gay marriage future all the way. And Soletta's like, what the fuck, I'm getting gay married now? And Miorine is like, come on, it's 2022, everyone's getting gay married now. So then we get the end song, super poppy pretty, and at the end of the episode, we get a little bit of fan art. How fun is that? Alright, so yeah, that is our first solid episode of a female-led Gundam series. Now, here we are. We have a female protagonist, we have gay marriage, and it's all in episode 1. So if you have a problem with all that, please excuse yourselves out the door now, and I'll be enjoying this fun Gundam time with you all. Now, despite that, judging by her shocked, embarrassed reaction, I'm not sure if Soletta's actually gay, or even if she wants to be with Miorine. I think it's like, this is a Gundam series and not a lesbian romance novel, although it could turn into a lesbian romance novel, ha ha ha. So I'm honestly not sure where they're going down the road with this, since the episode just ends here with Soletta being completely shocked by the arrangement. So we're not even sure going out of this episode if Soletta is okay marrying Miorine, or what the full rules and deconstruction of marriage really is in this universe. Because from the way jerk-ass Chibity guy was acting, he kind of made it sound like marriage is just like a kind of indentured servitude, literally describing Miorine as a trophy to keep. And the father also acted like the marriage was purely for political advantage, because he needed a way to change that legislation somehow. So, like, even though they are married, I'm not sure what this marriage is going to lead to, or if it's going to lead to, like, you know, lesbians. It makes me really wonder if they'll be, like, somehow married but not romantically interested with each other. I mean, it's an anime, like, the whole thing will just be, like, teasing, like, will they, won't they, like, for the entire show. And considering, like, Soletta has this very, very strong Gundam pilot sense of human justice and civil rights, it's also possible that if this marriage is just a kind of slavery agreement, maybe, like, Soletta will annul it or not go through with it. So who knows? Either way, this was a super fun, super interesting episode. Now, I will say that this episode almost exclusively focused on the character dynamics, except for that sprinkled in B-plot about the assassination storyline. I'm really interested to see where this is going, and I'm really interested to see what crazy lore and twists are coming down the road, because this episode just seems to be scratching the surface and introducing the characters. I can also see there being some really interesting twists in the fact that Soletta casually revealed her Gundam weapons in the first episode, in such a way that even a random androgynous teenager could see them, and this will surely get her into some kind of trouble in the long run. A lot of people are comparing this first episode to the anime Revolutionary Girl Yudina, with the general premise of two girls getting gay married, at least in the first episode. But even though I can see that, I'm not a huge Gundam fan. I'm a huge Gundam fan. So for me, this felt more like the first episode of Gundam Wing mixed with the first episode of Zeta Gundam. We had the overall school drama from Gundam Wing and the colonial assassination vibe. That's pure Gundam Wing, at least early to mid-tier Gundam Wing. Like, Gundam Wing at times tried to like dip into the school drama thing, especially at like the first star of the show and like the first star of the second season, but ultimately never committed to it, more focusing on like action and politics. So, like, secretly, I kind of hope G-Witch will do the same. Although they really seem to be hyping up the school drama, so we'll see how long Soletta stays at, like, the academy. But I don't think it would be a real Gundam series if Soletta doesn't, like, travel the world and the universe engaging in, like, politics and murder. So, anyway, going back to the homages, like, there were a lot of homages in this episode. We got shots here that were visually similar to the original Gundam, Gundam Unicorn. And then we got Soletta's sense of crazy justice that was, like, very reminiscent of Camille from Zeta Gundam. But then she has, like, a weird connection with her Gundam, which is very similar to, like, several Gundams from the past, like Setsuna and, like, Mikazuki. And yeah, bad boyfriend over here, totally rocking Chibity's hair. Makes me wonder if he's going to come back as a reoccurring rival in the way Chibity did, or maybe in the way that Patrick Kolesauer did in, like, Gundam 00 after he got his, like, ass kicked in the first episode and, like, spent the whole show trying to redeem himself. Also, despite the fact this episode was called The Bride and the Witch, it mostly focused on the bride part of that, introducing Miorine. So looking ahead, I'm wondering about how badly Soletta will eventually be perceived as being a witch and being a secret Gundam pilot, since she's doing such a bad job at hiding the secret. I think they mentioned that a theme of the show was going to be a witch trial, so it might get really bad for her. Anyway, that's all I have to say about the first one, but tonally speaking, this was a lot happier and a lot poppier than the episode 0 prologue. So I think this Gundam is going to eventually go to some really dark, fucked up places, and I'm staying on for that. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode too, and I am going to try to review the rest of the show, but it's going to be really hard with my like current schedule, and I'm probably going to have to like get a new job in like a week or two, so lots of things are going on right now. Anyway, please subscribe, guys. I'm going to eventually get monetized, and I'm going to eventually make my own anime. All right, later, guys. Good night.